All right, well, this is the final full day of campaigning in the current provincial election campaign, and Ontario's main party leaders, of course, gearing up for a very busy final day on the road, trying to woo and convince voters to vote for them when the election opens up, or the polling booths open up tomorrow morning. Joining us live this morning is Ontario NDP leader Marit Stiles. Ms. Stiles, good to see you this morning. Your campaign is going to be a pretty busy one today as you try to convince voters to choose the NDP tomorrow. I'm intrigued, though. We've seen the polls. You've seen the polls. It looks like right now you're in a battle for second place with Liberal leader Bonnie Crombie. How do you attack and strategize around this final full day of campaigning?
Well, hi and good morning. It's so good to be here. And I just want to start by saying thank you to everybody out there who's working so hard on all the campaigns. This is an unusual election. It's the first election we've had in the winter in decades. It's the first election we've had where our premier is under RCMP criminal investigation during the campaign. My job over the next 24 hours, 48 hours, is to get out to as many ridings as I can, particularly ridings that are held by the Conservatives right now that we want to flip to orange. So that's my focus, and I'm out there trying to, energize our volunteers. I'm feeling a lot of energy out there, a lot of momentum. People on our campaigns are really excited.
It's interesting, we've been watching the federal Liberal leadership debates over the last couple of nights, and time again, they've been attacking and going after U.S. President Donald Trump on the tariffs, which was kind of the Doug Ford, the PC leader's justification for this election campaign here. I wonder if that has created an extra struggle for, a hurdle for yourself to get over, being the fact that you haven't necessarily been talking about the tariffs so much as healthcare, education, fixing schools, that kind of thing. How much of a challenge has that been that the Donald Trump tariffs were the one justification while you may be sort of fighting the fight on another, couple of different levels?
Yeah, I think, first of all, that's on a lot of people's minds. People are worried about what's coming, and they should be. And, Doug Ford called this election supposedly to deal with that, went down to Washington 2 times during this campaign. And what did we get? We got tariffs. So it hasn't been working. But what I'm hearing from people out there in our communities is they're really concerned about rising costs of everything. Rent is out of control, the cost of groceries, the situation in our healthcare system and our schools. And our plan is very focused on addressing those immediate challenges that Ontarians have. We cannot afford another 4 years of this.
When it comes to plans and fixing the province, clearly nothing happens at the flick of a switch. You've talked about your plans in the first, first day, week, 100 days, et cetera, of the if you became the premier as of tomorrow night here. How quickly do you think you could turn around the fortunes of this province from the positions that you're talking about?
Plan in the first 100 days as government. I'm going to act very quickly on a number of fronts. The first thing we're going to do is bring in our healthcare guarantee. And I have a plan to remove the paperwork from doctors' desks so that they can actually see more patients. We are planning to get people connected to more doctors. We can probably connect about 1 million people to a doctor immediately by doing that. And then we continue to hire doctors and recruit people. And then the other big one for so many people out there right now is the rising cost of everything. So we're going to fight rising costs by bringing in our grocery rebate program to put more money in people's pockets and so they can put more food on the table. And we're also going to bring in real rent control. Rent in this province is up between 40 and 50% everywhere, in small towns, in big cities. We have to get that under control so people can start to be able to relax a little and take care of themselves and their families.
Okay, I know you kind of worked your way around my first question, so I'll ask it kind of differently here, Ms. Stiles. In terms of the polling, et cetera, you're kind of in a battle for second or third, it would seem here. If you don't become the official opposition, I know you're trying to be premier, but if you don't become the official opposition party, what might that mean for your leadership of the Ontario NDP?
Hey, look, I'm a fighter. I'm not quitting anytime soon. I'm fighting right till the end. I've got 48 hours to flip blue ridings to orange. That's our aim. Doug Ford thought he could get away with this election. I think he won't. But I'll say this as well to folks out there watching. I think the Liberals think that they are entitled to your vote. The Liberal leader right now has received donations from private healthcare insiders, from Greenbelt developers. I don't think anybody should settle for that. Vote for the values you believe in. The NDP, we're the party of healthcare. We are going to fix our healthcare system, and we are going to fight like hell for every single single worker in every single community. And while we're at it, we're going to get those rising costs down for people. People in this province need real change, and they need a government and a premier that's on their side. And that's what we're fighting for.
You talk about being the party of healthcare. Typically, the NDP has also been the party of unions, but Doug Ford has lined up, time and time again, almost daily, lining up another private sector union endorsement here. How challenging has that been to watch a lot of unions kind of shifting to, Team Blue versus Team Orange, it seems?
Look, I mean, there's always a few unions, particularly in the skilled trades, that align themselves with the government of the day, and that's nothing new. But look, I was at an event last night with so many unions, including, by the way, the Ontario Federation of Labour, the Canadian Labour Congress folks, unions like the steelworkers that represent tens of thousands of workers in Ontario, hundreds of thousands, actually. So, we have workers. And I think what really matters is who's out there helping work on campaigns and trying to make the change every day. I'm seeing education workers, nurses, teachers. I'm seeing steel workers. I'm seeing personal support workers, early childhood educators out there every day helping in our campaigns, because they know that the NDP is the party of working people and that we can make real change in Ontario. And look, people are ready for new ideas, new leadership.
Okay, we're just about 24 and a half hours away from the polls opening tomorrow. Marit Stiles, you've got a busy day ahead, I'm sure. Thanks for joining us here on CB24 Breakfast this morning. Appreciate you making the time.